Making better pay, keep the fire burning, and you will find a way. I know that you can find a way.
See, I saw a man have a seizure today. The roadside hawker, what can I say? And here I was thinking to myself like a while ago about how I have no money today. How stupid. That guy has it worse than I ever did. And I have it real bad and I'm not trying to kid. Dad kicked out the fam as a little kid.
I'm doing alright. My name is D-Truce, aka Dustin Truce. My full name is Chukwuebuka Dustin Anyase. That's where the D and the D-Truce comes from. Dustin is actually my English name, it's my middle name. Studied electrical engineering, Yaba Tech, OND. I'm pretty young. A lot of people don't know I'm as young as I actually am, so I'd rather not even talk about my age. I started doing music in about 2010. Yeah, thereabout. I had just finished secondary school, so now you can guess my age. I got my I did music for like a year. Then in 2011, I got signed to an American Nigerian label. It was called Turned Out Records. Under their label, I put out 2 mixtapes, a series of 2 mixtapes, Mixtape Killer 1, Mixtape Killer 2. It did all right, but then I wasn't really satisfied with it. But then again, I owe them a lot because my producer back then, Obi China, as it was fondly called, he actually taught me how to record. He taught me how to, go back home, write songs, come back to the studio, do 5 songs back to back. Like he gave me that drive, and I owe him
food when you come back, not knowing if Chama was.
Well, parents, because I used to stay with my mom. All I had was my mom because my dad wasn't really in the picture. Initially, I didn't tell her I was going to the studio. She always knew I liked music. Sometimes I'll write stuff and I'll rap to her, to my mom. And initially, I started going to the studio. I didn't tell her about it, but when I did, eventually, she gave me the go-ahead. So yeah, I've always had her approval from day one. Everything, life in its entirety, because most of my songs are narratives. I'm telling stories of stuff that I've seen happen, stuff that has happened to me, stuff that I feel, and stuff that I think or I hope would happen. So it's life. Life inspires me. Everything I go through every day, like I could be on the road going somewhere and something happens and I write it into a song, which is how it is most of the time. So yeah, I'm inspired by my life. Well, yeah, actually, I wouldn't say inspired to do music. I would say inspired to start writing, because it was when my mom and dad divorced, when they broke up. It really messed me up. I was angry at a lot of things, life, people. And I couldn't quite say much because I was a quiet kid, so I used to write. The first rap verse I ever wrote was a diss track to my dad. So yeah.
That's a never
Nah, it's never coming out. So yeah, that was how I started from here, and from there I just started channeling that energy into other forms of writing. Nobody loves you out here, right? Like it's gangster. Like sometimes I go to events and I'm even surprised that people know me because I don't see myself as relevant enough yet. I know I'm trying, but I still feel like there's a lot I need to do.
You will find a way. I know that you can find a way.
I feel the same. It feels great to be with a company that they'll handle certain things. You don't have to worry about bills anymore. You know that okay, once you have a plan laid out, you always have someone you can show to and say, okay, you know what, I need your support, and they'll be willing to support you. But besides that, I feel the same. I still feel hungry. I still want to do stuff. I still understand that I have to grind because I'm signed, I cannot sit down. If I do that, there are other people on the label. There's Praise, there's Sammy, there's Simi. If you're not doing enough to show the CEO that, I need to get on this, I need to get this thing done, you will not, there'll be no attention paid to you. So I still feel the same. I'm happy I'm signed now because a lot of things are going to get moving for me, but I still feel the same.
Things are looking good, but soon will be
The thing is, most times I try not to think of the challenges. I think of the positives. If I want to do something, obviously there's always a possibility that, you know what, this thing might flop, this thing might fail. But then I think of it as, okay, if this thing fails, what do I do? If I do this, or maybe if I want to do something and the certain person I want to do it for, the certain person I'm expecting to help me responds this type of way, I always have a backup for that. You get, so I've just learned to take life as it comes, take it, roll with the punches, and just make the best of everything. So yeah. My most memorable moment was in 2012 because there was this show we used to do. It was called Wax Lyrical. Had Loose Skin on, Dark Poet, CJ, Phenom, myself, Makilla, Lex, a bunch of cats. And MI used to come through every once in a while. Like the big boys used to come through every once in a while. It was somewhere at Yaba. And there was a day Mode9 was having this special, and Mode9's friend, his producer, Craftmatic, is a friend of mine. He's actually the one that produced my last single, and he's known me for a while. I performed with him that day, with Craft that day, and then after our performance, Mode got on stage, and the first thing Mode did was give me a shout out. Like, this is somebody I didn't know. I was like, yo, shouts to my boy D-Truce. I was like, what? And a few weeks after that, he asked me to be on his mixtape, and that meant a lot to me, because it gave me that impression. It gave me that feeling. Okay, people are watching, people are listening to your stuff. So yeah, that was my most memorable. My most embarrassing moment, almost, it was when my initial meeting with my CEO, Steve Babaiko, head of the Extreme Group of Companies. This was crazy, because this was like in 2013, I think. Yeah, I think 2013, something like 2013. So I was supposed to meet up with Steve, and the day before, because I was working at a certain radio station, I had an all-night shift, so I thought I would be able to rush home and change and come back out. But then I got to the meeting late, and I was turned back. I felt horrible. But yeah, I'm here now, and I'm there, so yeah. It's crazy you asked that question, because every other thing I think I could possibly do, I have done or I am doing. I mean, I used to work at radio at some point in my life, done that. I'm a copywriter with an advertising agency, so I write professionally. And I'm also an actor. I'm on Tinsel. So yeah, that's basically everything I want to do, and I'm doing music, so yeah, I'm doing everything. It's funny because people assume you get ladies when you're an artist or you're a popular person. It's not like that. Trust me. There's really no attention from the ladies, to be very honest. I mean, I have a few female friends, I have a few, but nah, there's really nothing to handle, if you ask me. On the track like a trend. This is for you. Nah. What do you want me to say? I have a thing with someone? No, I'm not. I'm single. Way pure. There'll be better days. Okay, that's a great question. Okay, Nigerian artist I would love to work with. I would definitely love to work with Burna Boy, because he has this certain flavor to his sound. I mean, he made us realize that, it doesn't have to be a fast song to sell at a party. I mean, Like the Party was an amazing track, and I was like 95 BPM. Like, everybody was doing 130, 150, he just slowed it down. Who else would I like to work with here? I would like to work with definitely MI, because I mean, doing a song with MI would just be like boom, because I listened to his stuff and I tried to backtrack, like what was the writing process like, how much time did he put into thinking about this song, because his songs are always well structured. Like, you can tell that he takes his time to put these things together. Like, he finds the right producers, he does the right things, and I admire that a lot, because I try to do that with all of my projects. Who else? Producers, I would like to work with Gospel on the Beats, because I mean he produces for Praise, who's my label mate, and I've heard a lot of his stuff. It's amazing. I would love to work with him. I should probably place that phone call. And also Lyric is one producer I would like to work with. Outside the shores of Nigeria, I want to work with Ryan Leslie so bad. Like the guy is amazing. He's phenomenal. Ryan Leslie is someone out, and Drake obviously. But yeah, that's it.
Burning, you will find a way.
Where do I start? Let me start with long term. Long term goals. I want to be able to define D-Truce as not just an artist, but like an all-round brand. I want to be able to, have my own company that does a lot of things pertaining to the entertainment industry, like not just make music. I want to be able to say, okay, you know what? I have laid out this legacy and I've been able to put my people on, because at the end of the day, it's no use eating if you're not going to help your own people eat. Because I mean, what's the use of money if you can't share it? You get, so that's the long-term goal, to be able to say, okay, you know what, I set this thing up and this thing can carry on, and also inspire the next generation to set up the next generation, because that's the only way there's continuity. Short-term goals, I need to make some money, bro. Right now, yeah, so yeah.
Good, but soon you'll be in a better.
I am working on a lot of projects right now, like it's crazy. There's a single dropping soon. It features Fouls. I cannot disclose the name of the single, obviously that's confidential. With the video as well. There's an EP for the first quarter of next year. Also, there's some tiny projects I'm working on with a few of my people, some names that you'll be hearing very soon. Yeah, but primarily the single, the video, and EP next year.
Out the fam as a little kid, had to find my way by myself, and look what I did. And I'm not even trying to complain. At least I got a job and some pay to maintain. So my people, if you have it going on, no matter how small, try to stay on the track like a train.